Hey, and welcome back to 2017 podcast with Teamer, Martial Arts Business Success. My name's Phil Britton.
Graham McDonald.
And well, Graham, you've been away for about 6 weeks.
I have been. The joys of having a great business partner, but a great system in place with the staff. I can go away, feel comfortable, the place is pumping, so I've come back and I'm catching up with everything.
So we've been doing some catch-up podcasts in January just because of our time away. Both I've been away, but Graham's definitely been away, which has been good. We're up to episode number 76, which is fantastic. So we've really got revolutionised, I guess, or made a bit of a switch this year with some offers, some opportunities for you to take action on us helping you. And one of them that I want to talk about is the free online course called the Introductory Martial Arts Bootcamp. We've had a ton of people join on board with that there. See, last year I created a course. It's a free course and it's a lot of great material in there. It's like the 101 of running a business. You know, we've got a yearly marketing calendar that we use year after year. We've got instructor assessment sheets that you can download, 4 levels of instructor download sheets. So you can literally download those sheets, you can assess your instructors and see where they're at, and there's also some reception checklists in there for your admin staff as well. So that's absolutely all free, plus some other video course material as well. So what do you need to do to get that course, that free course? Head to our website, teamer.com.au, scroll down, you'll see it there, free course, get in there and enjoy the free course stuff.
Hey guys, just again a massive shout out to Phil for really sort of getting his hands in there and really kind of putting a new spin on things. So there's a ton more content that's in there, great free stuff. If you are a current member, get in there guys. There's a stack of new material for 2017, so a great place that we've spent a lot of time really kind of developing but also implementing in our own business to be able to serve you guys. So get in there and have some fun.
Cool. So episode number 76, what's our topic for today? Well, today's topic comes from someone who reached out to us, Frank Royer. I believe he's from Sydney, possibly has a BJJ school, I hope I'm right. But he's a non-for-profit school, and I've had this actually quite a fair bit with people reaching out saying, I've got a non-for-profit school. Funds are limited, obviously, because non-for-profit school. They've got another job as well, a daytime job, which probably funds a little bit of the non-for-profit school. But you know, they want to be seen, they want more students. So look, this is a bit of a tricky one, I think, and whether you're a non-for-profit, there's probably a few out there, not many, or whether you're a school that's just ticking over, I think this podcast is going to be really helpful for you as well. So I guess let's touch on non-for-profit. You know, if that's your thing, high five, well done, congratulations. But you are going to hit a glass ceiling. You are going to hit a point where the growth of your school is dictated by how much money you put into it. And like, you got to ask yourself, where is that money coming from? Is it coming from your other job? Your other job supplying the cash flow for your non-for-profit? Your student numbers are supplying the running of the school, but there has to be some profit in the end. Graham, what's your take on this?
Look, this one's a really quite a touchy subject for some people. I know that in the years that we've done this, being professionals, we've had the die-hard martial artists that said we've sold out. We've sold out because we're charging for martial arts. Now, I remember when I first started training, it was $2 for 3 hours in the ice cream tin and away you go. So it really wasn't a huge profit sort of school. But at the end of the day, we've resigned ourselves to know that we charge for martial arts, but we reinvest most of that money back into our students to really help give them a better level of service, give them more opportunities to develop themselves. So really, I guess that's the thing that as a martial artist, you've got to understand. Non-for-profit, great, fantastic, but what is your goal as an instructor? Do you want to change the life of one person or many people? And that's something that we've done by having resources or finances there to be able to expose ourselves and be able to reach more people allows us to change more people's lives. And that's our drive. You know, our goal is to help people develop themselves, be a better person, change their community, change their family. And to do that, unfortunately nowadays, it does require some capital to do that. So that's why profit can be a dirty word for some when used in the wrong way and just keep it for yourself, but we definitely look to reinvest that back in so we can expose it to more and more and more people.
One of the biggest failure points in any business, for that matter, is that they actually don't reinvest their money back into their staff, into their culture, into their business. They do take the money and run, so to speak. So, but just touching on non-for-profit, so I think what we have to remember is that at any point of growth of a school, whether it's a non-for-profit or a profit school, if you want to grow, you're going to have to spend more time in it. So if your non-for-profit school's got 50 students, you've got a daytime job, it's functioning fine, it sits around that level, you've just got to ask yourself, is that the lifestyle you're happy with and the level of instruction that you can give? If you want to grow more, you're going to have to spend more time there, either removing yourself from your daytime job to use more time in there, or having someone else run that school for you, which means you're probably going to have to pay them, because, you know, if cars just ran on love, you know, I'd be rich myself because I just plug that in, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think what you've got to do is go, I always say reverse engineer the end goal. What is the end plan? And work backwards. And if you're happy with that lifestyle, if you're happy with that input and output, then, you know, why change? You know, like, you don't have to be $1 million turnover school. You don't have to do it full time. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. If you're happy, you're happy. And that's all that really matters.
For sure. So let's get down to the nuts and bolts of, like, let's forget the profit side of things, because I know that most schools are going, well, how do I get more exposure? So really that's, I guess, the point that the guys are talking about, whether you charge, you don't charge, whether you, whatever. It's how do you get yourself seen? And I know that we've done a lot of this stuff throughout 2016, years before, and we'll be currently doing that in 2017, is getting out into our community. Be seen that way, because Google ads, you know, anything you do online is important, but it costs money. Whereas time investment going to school fates, if that's your target audience, kids, or where is your audience? What is your niche client? Where do they reside? Where are they doing business? Where is their attention at? And that's something you've got to make sure that you're in front of those people when they're in that, not even buying state, but just when their attention is there. So for us in particular, we're big on kids martial arts, family friendly. So we look at events and think, during the school holidays, where are the kids? Where are their attention? Let's make sure we position ourselves there so they can see us, come up and talk to us. Again, adults, where are their attention throughout the year or different months? So it's important to understand what's your niche client and where's their attention, to make sure you're in front of those guys.
Absolutely. So while you're speaking there, I'm thinking of how I can best describe what I would do if I was in a point where I was like, Jeb, you know, like I've got limited funds that I want to grow my school. This is what I would do, and I just thought of it then. So I would write a list, like 3 or 4 lists. The first list would be, what are all the no-cost marketing things that I could do? Like no-cost. Things like going to see businesses, you know, list some, Graham. What are some no-cost things?
So business direction.
Referral type stuff, you know, like whatever low cost. Do a big list of low cost. Then, no cost. Then do a list of low cost. Then do a list of medium cost and high cost. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to spend X amount of your time on all the no cost activities. And then you're going to find out what money you have to invest in marketing, and you're going to try and figure out what's the low cost, medium and high cost things, and what's going to be my best return on investment. Now you may not know that because it always changes. The environment changes, the economy changes, the community changes. But you have to test and measure. So, but what you don't want to do is go, oh, I'm paying for SEO, I'm paying for Facebook, but not doing this. That's your quickest way to failure. It takes, on average, 16 to 20 times for someone to see your brand before they make a buying decision. So you need to spend a lot of time hitting the pavement. Like get out there in your community, as Graham said. You've just got to hit the pavement, work hard, do all the low cost, no cost things, as many as you can, because that's all you can do. And then you go, all right, well, I've got X amount a month to spend on this one high cost thing. Test that for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Doesn't make any difference. Switch, change. Test and measure, test and measure, test and measure. But don't take your eyes off, don't just focus on the paid stuff. Don't take your eyes and focus off the no cost, the low cost things as well.
Guys, I know that, Phil, you hit the nail on the head saying test and measure. And something that businesses will do in martial arts schools, they will record the inquiries that come in, the source, where do they come from? So that gives them a pretty good idea of how the leads are coming to them. We go a step further and actually record how they join. So for example, we may have had 10 people join, 20, 30, 50 people in a month. Where do they come from? So not only the inquiry and find the source, but what got them over the line? What made them a better client? So for example, we may have found 10 people actually joined the school from a Facebook ad. Now we may have had 30 or 40 people inquiries in our system, but geez, that ad was pretty good that it actually got the person not just coming in the door, but to join. So really kind of follow the trail down the hole, because you may have had 30 people come from that really high paid ad, but 0 of them joined. So when you talk about return on investment, You know, that was a great way to get him in, but something stopped. Something happened as a roadblock. Whereas you did this really quite low cost event and 10 people joined from it. What happened there? So again, return on investment, test and measure, not just on how they're coming in, but follow them down the hole and make sure they're converting as well too.
Excellent, guys. Well, look, there's some great information in there to help you get more clients, more leads within your business. There are so many strategies out there. You can just this is what I would suggest too. Don't just look at martial arts businesses for your ideas for marketing. Like, look outside the square. Like, what are other businesses doing to market? What are their low cost, no cost things that they do? And how can you bring that into your martial arts industry? And that's how you really start innovating something. So we've given you some ideas, some thoughts, some things to go and think about. Maybe talk to your team about. If you have any questions about what we spoke about, if we hit a chord, or anything that comes to mind, please give us a shout out. You can email us at admin@tima.com.au. It's been a while, we've been away on holidays. That's admin@tima.com.au. Send through your questions for the podcast. But I just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Hyper. Hyper have come to the party, especially in 2017, with helping our community out. And Hyper have a membership platform called Hyper Pro School. And Pro School, you get access to the Hyper, which is sort of the tricking type curriculum, and also Fight Club as well. These bits of curriculum are great add-ons into your school. So if you're looking for a little bit of a flair, a bit of a flavour, a bit of a change for an upgrade program, or maybe just to put some spice in your current curriculum, I suggest go out and check out Hyper, and go check out the Hyper Pro School. And if you use the code TIMA, T-I-M-A, I'll get it right, then you'll get $100 off each month of their package there, which is pretty cool, Graham?
Man, it's awesome. Look, there's stats and stuff in there, bullying stuff, you name it. It's done for you, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel, which is always a great thing, and something we actively use in our schools, which is awesome as well too.
And last but not least, as we spoke about in the start of this podcast, we have the free course, which has got some great material in there for you as well. But as a podcast listener, we're going to give you a really sort of behind the closed door access at our paid membership. Now, we have a paid membership access for $99 a month. Now, because you're a podcast listener or viewer, what I'm going to say is we're going to give you try 5 for 5. So try 5 days for just $5. And you get to have a little bit of a look what's in that material there, see what it's like to be a member, make sure, check it all out, make sure it's up your alley. And then after those 5 days, then you can follow on with your membership. So if you go again to our website, tima.com.au, scroll down and see the full, the complete martial arts business solution. You'll see it's worth $99. If you type in for the code, try5, that's T-R-Y and the number 5, you're gonna get try 5 for 5, which is $5 for 5 days. What more could you ask for, guys? Get in there, get your elbows dirty, and have fun this week, guys. We'll see you on the flip side.
Take care.